This is the most chaotic moment in America's modern history, at least in the past few years. Seemingly student voices facing mass arrests over what the activists say is a pro-Palestine sentiment. They want the USA to backtrack on their support to Israel over the war against Hamas and because of the deaths and crisis in Gaza. Authorities have gone on full crackdown mode now in the USA. They are saying that other students, especially the Jewish students, are being harassed, threatened, intimidated and assaulted on campus, so action will have to be taken. So what we see on the ground are dramatic visuals across universities in the USA.
What happened yesterday was terrible. It was traumatic. We watched our students being hurt right in front of us. And the university has put us as staff and as faculty in a terrible position to have to protect our students because they are putting them in danger. The university is putting their own students in danger.
What started from the Columbia University spread like wildfire across other universities. Many are horrified. Many are asking, is this the liberal USA that we have known? So I will highlight today how India was in a similar position past few years and the choicest of abuses were thrown at it, many from America itself. When India faced farmer agitation in 2020-2021, hundreds of farmers squatted for about a year at Delhi's borders. There were violent scuffles that were also reported with cops. US Congress makers back then had said toward India that there is a misguided and manipulative government. Farmers must be allowed to protest peacefully against their government without fear of violence. Today in the USA, cops are dragging away students and teachers alike because they are seen disturbing the university atmosphere and face charges of unlawful behavior on the campus. Tents and encampments inside the campus, what protesters called are solidarity zones. They are being uprooted today. Outside the universities, if there are blocked roads, that are being cleared by the cops and administration because law and order must prevail. When India intended to give citizenship to religiously persecuted people from neighboring Islamic nations, protests broke out against CAA, even triggered a murderous communal riot in parts of Delhi. Authorities did a massive crackdown to restrict these communal elements. The USA toward India said this.
We are closely monitoring this act, how this act will be implemented. Respect for religious freedom and equal treatment under the law for all communities are fundamental democratic principles.
Today in this mother of democracy USA, media persons are being hurled to the ground by the cops. Professors are being charged with disorderly conduct and complete chaos and mayhem is being seen specifically in the university campuses. Same words like were thrown at India, like fascism, authoritarian, dead democracy, are being shouted at the USA today. And it's against one of the most liberal presidents of America and is happening in an election year. So there is an annual US Human Rights Report. It's a delightful document, brimming with American exceptionalism and finger-wagging at the rest of the world. It has previously told India how we sleep on almost every index, especially human rights and democratic freedom. Mentioned in these reports have been, among others, activist surveillance, giving full-on gyan to India. Today, how are they punishing these activists? This is the biggest crackdown that has possibly happened on a, so to say, a liberal congregation there on a very important cause. Now it was India's turn to speak on USA's internal matter on maintaining law and order. So listen in to what MEA Randhir Jaiswal said.
In every democracy, there has to be the right balance between freedom of expression, sense of responsibility and public safety and order. We are all judged by what we do at home and not what we say abroad.
Note the professionalism. India did dip the statement in a sweet dose of irony, but kept the diplomatic respect intact. The fact that maybe the US also now should focus on balancing freedom of expression at home before they throw stones from their glass campuses. India is reminding them that pointing fingers at us all the time looks a lot less impressive when your own house is in a mess. India has never meant America any harm, but still always got lectured for some strange reason. When JNU protests broke out in 2016 February, a 1,200-page charge sheet that was filed by the police said that the 2016 event was the outcome of a well-planned conspiracy during which anti-national slogans were raised. The international press back then had gone all out to say, "A liberal university is under attack in India." This was the NYT headline. Today, NYT, based in USA, is reporting about the protests, is reporting about the crackdown by the cops, but falls short of blaming the Biden administration blatantly. When India asked, how can mischievous agendas and violence be tolerated on the streets in the name of democracy, we were targeted and called a discriminatory society, upper caste Nazis. When India alerted Western nations that a similar situation may erupt there too if they look away, they looked horrified at even such a suggestion being put forth. The idea that someone may try to overthrow America or its idealism or its liberal approach or its government would sound unbelievable. Well, we are watching today. This is the John Howard statue at the prestigious Harvard University, a spot which is reserved for the American flag. Protesters reportedly instead placed the Palestinian flag here. So some are asking now there if this is an attempt to overthrow America. Is America's democracy in danger? Is Biden administration not following to the T to save America and Americans? Vandalism was also witnessed at campus property reported at the University of South California. The university said it was carried out by individuals who are part of the group that has continued to illegally camp on our campus. Are such words okay when it is used in America? Can I say that USA today is caught in its own web? Today, the big brother does not know what to do as the situation spirals out of control. Amid this chaos, US House Speaker Mike Johnson upped the ante, calling even for the resignation of Colombia's president. Apparently, Johnson feels that order should be restored at any cost, even if it means sacrificing the leadership.
My message to the students inside the encampment is go back to class and stop the nonsense.
The incident highlights the hypocrisy that some perceive exists in the Western world. They love to lecture India all the time on human rights, but end up showing the same behavior, including against students, as and when they feel it is the time to do it. In fact, this time it appears it's worse of a crackdown when they are struggling to handle dissent on their own soil. India has seen this hypocrisy rodeo before as well. It's the world watching it today.